One thing that I have not been making over the past 10 years is cavities. Because visiting the dentist today, after 10 years' time, I was kind of surprised myself. I don't know who's more surprised, me or the dental staff. I'm like, hey, how long has it been? 10 years? Not a hole, no cavity. I've got like cracks in my teeth, or some cracks, because of like I bite, I clench.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to wear my mouth guard on a nightly basis. And yeah, it's a molded mouth guard too, not like a generic mouth guard. But he said do that and it'll help us stay ahead. And then I'm so old, I got like metal fillings. Still, I got one metal filling in one of my teeth in the back. And he says that's eventually going to have to go. I'm like, yeah, because here's the thing, they have to cut out more, right, to replace it. And so I'm like, he said you don't need to do it right now. I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna wait another 10 years. That's the goal, because I plan on not making. See how I'm like tying it into MakerDeck, right? And I'm not making cavities.
There you go.
I'm making memories. That's what I do. Hello, Matt. Good to see you again. And Holt.
Yes.
Hi, Chris.
Good to see you virtually. Wait a minute. Hang on, Matt. Am I the only one without a secret lab chair?
You are.
Oh yeah, you got the squeaky one, and I got the.
So
We were talking about that actually last week. How Chris was complaining how his chair is squeaky, and asked if my chair was squeaky, and I go, "No, I got a Secret Labs chair." It's.
I mean, really, when you're as big as I am, it's like the only thing that's rated for my size.
Yeah,
until you
I got
get
the
into,
XL too, which is nice. So it's got the extra room and it's got the extra supports and all that. So
this was
at least you got the benefit. You can buy cheap chairs. I just can't.
See, well, this is cheap, and I'm paying for it, but it's Darth Vader, so it like matches the decor, and so I don't. I mean, maybe at some point I'll get a Star Wars like the Secret Lab chair and upgrade, but I don't know. I'm just like, but it's Darth Vader and it fits, and it's the squeak has to drive me like totally bonkers.
So this is actually a Stormtrooper chair. So underneath it's white. It has the skin, which is the Jedi skin on top, but underneath it is a white Stormtrooper chair.
See, I think they did this one. I mean, so it is Darth Vader. Like it is Darth Vader, and it was like on sale, like half off on like Walmart's website, and that's when I snapped it up. Well, okay, what can I expect for $50? If it lasts as long as my other chair, awesome. That lasted
that chair. How long was that chair? I remember it in the streams like early on. That must have been like 10, 15 years, right?
1,000 farts were in that chair. And it has been put to rest. It was donated. I don't know. Someone probably ended up with it, not knowing the history, or maybe someone looked at it like, this looks like Chris Burlow's chair. Like, I doubt that happened, though. I don't think it went that far. So don't really have too much to say this week. There's some I think retooling that Matt and I are going to be talking about offline about what we want to do come February for the MakerDeck IRL event. I still would tell everybody to count on February 21st, 2026. I've got a couple of ideas of how we can make it better for everybody, including those who would not be able to make it IRL, like in person. So, So I'm gonna, more on that at some point. Good to see you, Calvin. Your dentist still does gold fillings. Wow, I didn't think that was possible. Gold filling, that's bad because isn't gold soft? I thought I don't even know what my Wi-Fi reception is awesome. I can right here, right around the mouth, like right in this area. Perfect. Now speaking of, actually, there's something. This is something that I think it's in the realm of makers. People who like to DIY and mess with electricity and whatnot. I for the longest time, I was concerned that if I can finish this, the electricity in my home. I'm like, is everything okay? Like, I'm not an electrician. Sometimes lights flicker. I don't know. There's a device. This isn't a paid promotion called Ting, Ting.
My wife was just telling me about that. I actually spent all this last week running a new circuit because my computer was on one that was overloaded.
Yeah. So it'll only do one circuit at a time. So if you got multiple circuits, you'd have to, get multiple tinks. But like, I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious. I plugged it in, and so far it's got to do like a 7-day baseline, but I'm like right there in between, like where I need to be for the most part. Like I'm in the green, solid green, and I mean it's good for me to know. I'm like, it's more like peace of mind more than anything else. And beyond that, it's only like $50 a year. So I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm like, great. I've got 2 circuits. One, I know I'm not overloading, and the other one is for the house. So yeah, it's kind of funny how it worked that way.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of, I'm just saying, if you make a workshop and you're concerned about electricity, it's just something that hit my radar just the other day. I'm like, okay, that seems reasonable. It was only $100. And I'm like, okay, peace of mind. Now I know, more than anything, like I have not known. I've been flying blind. And so I'm like, okay, this is just it to me, one device on the network, it's easy enough. It takes nothing to manage, $50 a year. It does what it needs to do. And I'm like, great. And so I have that peace of mind. And I think the more equipment that I plug in, 3D printers and what have you, I'm like, how am I doing? Like, is this okay?
Exactly. Am I gonna... Home electrical is not really meant for all these machines that we're running.
That's the thing. I mean, I, I've done PCs and what have you over the years, but, I'm careful about even like, you plug in a power strip. I'm like, well, is that certified power? Is it a name brand? So if there's a recall, I'm going to be aware of the recall. Like, is it a generic, I mean, there's certain things that I don't really care about. Like I use, for like Cat 6A cables, I use Cable Matters or things like that. I mean, they're not plugged into the wall. Like if it's plugged into the wall, then I'm a little more concerned about it. Even the Star Wars stuff, I don't keep, plugged in all that often. I'm a little more judicious with that because you don't know what's going to go, that's how fast it is. It's fast it goes. So I'm not making fires this week.
That's good.
That's the goal. A new world happening. Is Google's new vibe coding function good? Well, I like Gemini for sure. That's speaking of vibe coding. Actually, the question, fiction said, "Been watching for years. You inspired me to get into broadcasting." That's awesome. I thought you were going to say got you inspired to do vibe coding or 3D printing because that's better. Because that's how geeky it gets around here for sure. But welcome aboard. Thank you for tuning in. The weekly Maker Deck show. And yeah, I'm. Normally it's Matt and myself, but another local to Seattle, a local yokel, Holt,
just up the street.
Yeah, like right around the corner. Who probably has more of a workshop than I do. You've got way more because you do way more in this realm than I ever possibly could, software and hardware.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff I make is more work before it goes to the printer and getting to people, sculpting and ZBrush and paying attention. I actually just heard about the Lychee adding AI stuff this week, but
what's this?
Lychee Slicer,
right? Yeah. But they're adding native AI.
Yeah, they're adding some like model generation AI. So my friends on Discord just now like alerted me to that. So
I mean, I 3D print stuff all the time that I can tell is AI. I'm like, dude, this is not,
Yeah.
But if it does the job, great.
Yeah, I think the market is changing drastically. I think what's been stuff done by artists, I think a lot of people are going to do, and then you just got to reshape what the expectation is for what people are still going to pay for or what they want to buy.
But do you think, though, I mean, there's certain, you're an artist, right? You create, you're a maker, you design, you've got the skill, the expertise. So you can create models that have 5 fingers, for example, as opposed to 4 or 6, as I've run into time and time again with generating models. Like, dude, 4 fingers, the big, what the hell? I look around, MySpace. Sorry, not the platform MySpace. Like, oh, MySpace, what happened to you in the MIDI embedding on the web pages? No, my area, right? And I can tell you, oh, this model was done by Fotis Mint, or this model was Wexter, or this model is a Play Action Toys. And I know, because I mean, of the design that they've created, the series that they've created, and the time and attention they've created, is there, still, and even Fix'em Dude, right? And he's made a few things, although he's gone over, over a threshold of cars, such that he's got a whole FDM, like Fix'em Dude Motors, and I think he just released a new train. I mean, he released a train, but then he released another type of a series of cars that connect to one another. So I can look at these models and say, I know these artists. Isn't there something to that beyond just, pressing a button and making a model that you might want, actually printing a model that was done by someone that you either know, in real life or virtually? I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily an inherent monetary value to that, but there's something to be said about, okay, you can tell this was not made by AI. This was crafted by a human.
Yeah, but we're going to see a while where it's going to be hard for new artists to establish themselves, because you look at a Wexter thing, you're like, oh, cool, I've got 8 of them. I want to put this other one right next to it. That's a no-brainer. They're an established look, just the same as that he's doing the same thing that the Funkos have done. It's like, right. I want them to match, so here's the new one. And any new artists who are working, they've got a really high uphill battle when their potential customers are fine with something that they can get AI to pop out. It's a wild situation now. The balance has really shifted. So, I mean, I use it for some stuff, for organization, and for a lot of back and forth talking. The wiring I did just this week, I'm looking at an outlet, and the switch leg should be going on the black wire, right? And then the whole explanation of why the wire should be on there. And so it's like right there for answers for when. And this is actually my personal line in the sand, is like, it's right there for answers. Like, if there is a definite yes or no, right or wrong answer, like, AI can do a ton. So a lot of math, a fair amount of coding, but then it's like, the what do you code? That's a human decision. And for me, in my opinion, art will always be something that you're like, okay, if I said I want a stormtrooper to look cute, like, give me a cute looking stormtrooper. If you asked 50 artists, you would get 50 different models. And unfortunately, I don't think the engineers that are working on the AI models have that in mind. And I would love for them to have that in mind. Like, if you, the consumer, were given like a snapshot of like 50 models, or the way it used to be, it was 4, but like a dozen models, and you'd be like, oh, okay, I like that, but like tweak this, and that's really high value. But when it just returns you the one thing, every image it returns you is like a valley with mountains on both sides, like symmetrical. There's like a look
that comes down, I found, to prompting and giving it, there's a lot you can do with prompting. So like this is a HueForge, right? Like this is one of my better downloaded HueForges. This has actually shown up in a few creator videos, oddly enough, but this was generated by AI. Mm-hmm. So I said, here's the kind of style I want. I want Darth Vader looking like this, blah, 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 blah. And it did it. Someone looking at on the surface, there's no conceivable way. I think anybody could tell, this print, the model specifically, could tell that the image was generated by AI. There's no way. It's impossible.
It's impossible to be sure about it. It's impossible to look at it and be like, yes, I guarantee that an artist didn't spend time on it. But there's aspects of it that follow Like the terrain like goes up kind of in the same way on both sides of the character. And
no, dude, it's like I'm telling you. I mean, it's like it was meant to be that way because it's just a river in the middle, right? So, like,
I'm just saying, AI loves rivers in the middle.
That's true.
That's what I wanted.
And that's the thing. It's like you got what you wanted, and you were able to say what you wanted, and that's a crazy situation we're in. Where it's a crazy model, because you would have to find a Vader picture, find a river valley that you wanted, and Photoshop them together, match the tones to be right.
Right. Like in the past, I'd asked over and over again, like, I want this kind of model. I want this kind of model. And I don't want to bother, artists. I don't want to like neg them and say, but for years I would say, I would love Star Tots. I would love, like, Kenner produced these series of Star Wars figures, like play school figures for like young kids, preschoolers. They never got produced. I'd only seen the prototypes in person at Gus Lopez's house here in Seattle, and they were really cool. I'm like, dude, those could be like 3D printed. You could do a whole bunch of them. And Star Tots, can I pull it out? Yeah. So there were these pins. Watch everything behind me just like crumble. So these are pins, but they would have been actual figurines.
Okay.
So fans made these little pins. They were really like coin medallions. And I thought, this would be really cool to have as like a figurine. And so I'm like, I'm kind of curious. And so I kind of fed it through AI, right? I used Google Gemini and tweaked a few different things. Ended up settling on something less Star Tots and more like Little People, like the modern Little People, and their arms go out like this. Have you seen the Little People toys? So like Star Wars Little People, like they look like they all kind of like big head, short little arms that they go out from the side, and like a peg body. And I'm like, I printed them, and I'm like, this is dang, dude. Like, is it perfect? No, absolutely not. But was I able to get something that approximated the thing that I couldn't necessarily get otherwise? Yeah. And I think that is, unless you want something like pixel perfect, I'm not sure if that's that's the direction any more than it's the direction of, I'd say, the schism, what you might find in the 3D printing community. I don't think there's a wrong direction for this. I think it's nuanced.
Yeah.
But it's like saying, no, you can't be into 3D printing because you're not leveling your bed. No, you can't. You're not a 3D printer because you're not, going in and manually adjusting all your settings for every spool of filament that you have. Like, you can't be a 3D printer unless you build your own 3D printer. No, you can't be. You're not a real 3D printer unless you have a Voron and you built it. Like, it goes on and on and on to the point where it's exclusionary towards maybe people like me, who, as much as I started on a Prusa Mini and loved it, it was a wonderful 2 years, would not replace it with anything. When the X1 Carbon came out, it kind of kicked it up a notch. And then when the A1 Mini came out, I'm like, okay, that's what I know I need. And when I talk to people like a neighbor, and she's got an A1, I think an A1 Mini, I can't remember which one, but like they're printing, they're making, and so like they're as much as a part of this as anybody else. I mean, they're a part of this greater picture of people making on their own. The next level of that, because again, the schism of open source versus maybe not open, maybe more open-ish, but not because they want to be. And I think the same division's happening, or will happen, certainly, between model makers, artists, and the people who just want to, like, this is kind of what I want. Let's describe away. Okay, that's closer. Boom, go. So it's interesting to hear that it's being. I've never used Lychee. I know of it, or I knew of it. And Maker World has their tool on. That's what I use. They've got 2 models in their image generator tool,
right,
or their image to 3D model, and it does not a perfect job, but that's how I was able to like crank out the Star Tots at like pennies. And so it's just, that's just accessible. And I know the Rift, because it's a big argument. Like some people are just like anti-AI, but I'm like, I understand disclosure, and I've seen some models be uploaded. You can tell the telltale sign is when someone's got a 3D image as the model, not the model print itself. I'm like, sometimes you download it, it's just crap. It's like muddy, complete lack of detail, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And that you can tell is okay, this was generated by AI.
Yeah. It's funny. I spent some time recently setting up a photo backdrop and a photo thing to shoot my latest models, because I wouldn't always photograph prints. I would take renders. I have a game industry background, so I'd take my renders out of Unreal Engine.
Right.
And I took a lot of pains to make sure that it looked like the final printed thing. Like, I'm just like, here's my model, bring it in there, light it so it looks like natural lighting, surface so it looks like painted, that the way the painted surface shines. And one of the top questions I would get from people is like, oh man, how'd you get such a clean paint job on that model? I'm like, well, I don't have time to paint everything I'm making and putting up for download. So this is just a render, and so I've had to take some time and make sure I'm photographing my stuff every single time I upload. There's going to be like even if it's just a gray plastic print of what I've printed.
Because it's the line, it blurred the line.
Yeah, people don't know.
It's blur. Yeah, I mean, like now I will tell you this: like if I saw like a 3D, unless I knew the artist, right? Unless I knew, okay, it's you or it's Wexter or whatever. I'm like, okay, that they make real models. But like just scrolling, let's say on Maker World, going, nah, dude, no. And sometimes I'll give it a shot. I'll see. Let me get the 3D preview. And
yeah, exactly. I like that 3D preview.
Yeah,
I use it all the time.
This is it's a Lisa Simpson Jedi, right? But like, and it works, it's fine, but like certain things are just like not exactly the way that maybe they should be. But I'm like, it's good enough. It's not like horrendous. Like in terms of what it is that I might enjoy, it's just some Simpsons imagined as Star Wars figures. I mean, just okay, or sorry, yeah, like Star Wars characters. So this is like an Ahsoka Tano. You can see her.
Where did you get that one?
Maker World. This is an AI generated, definitely an AI generated model, like without a doubt, because the details on the Ahsoka model or Ahsoka figure or character would not be exactly the same. Appendages are mostly fine. It's well balanced. Detail is, in terms of the size, everything I might want it to be. I can tell it's Lisa Simpson. I can tell it's a Jedi. I can tell it's this. So I'm like, okay, it approximates. This is fine. This is more than fine. At least for me. But this is.
I mean, if I looked at that, I would guess that it would, even if it was AI generated, I think somebody went through and cleaned it up. You look at the eyes, the pupils on the eyes are like actually even. They're symmetrical. The eyelashes, it's got 3 eyelashes on each eye.
Yeah.
Like that details like eyelashes, like AI just slops into like smooth.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes
that's a clean looking model. So if that's pure, if it's pure AI, then they're coming fast.
In my experience, these models are getting better, and I don't just mean 3D printed models, but the models themselves to generate these models are getting more and more accurate. Matt, do you have a feeling one way or another about this?
Yeah, I don't know. I've tried AI. I've tried generating stuff with AI. It hasn't really come out to the way my standards work, and what I want to see. But
what tools have you used?
I used Gemini, and I also used ChatGPT. I don't know that I did the right commands. I probably need to work more better on the commands versus, what I'm saying, because again, it comes out. I'll make a change, and then a lot of times it won't come out the same way. Kind of mostly like what AI does, Yeah. I have to be very clear when I make a change that I don't want you to change anything else except for I want it to have 5 fingers instead of 4, So I've kind of toyed around with it. There was a guy, and I scrolled through him on TikTok, and I haven't seen him again, but I want to follow him again. But apparently he makes 3D models from people on Etsy or whatever that want to buy things and they want custom 3D models, and he makes them through ChatGPT, I think is what he's using. And he films them. He does them all in one video apparently, but I haven't seen him again. So if I see him again, I'll tag you guys in him, because he's very clear and he goes through the step by steps of the motions that he does and what he tells what the AI, whether it's ChatGPT or Gemini, he goes through everything and all the prompts through the whole video of it. And it's always one video. There's no part 2, no part 3 or whatever. And then he prints them and then he shows the final result at the end. I watched one of them and I should have hit subscribe, but I just ended up closing or passing through. And then I wanted to go back and look at him. So, but I need to spend more time with it. I think that's my biggest thing, is just to spend more time.
Yeah, it's a process if you want to get clean work out of it. It's when you describe being almost there and you're just like, you want to change one little thing, that's where I wish people would take a little time to learn the traditional way. You're like, okay, you're almost there. You got 90% of the way there. Open up Photoshop, get another image with the hand the way you want it, draw over it the way you want it, and hopefully learn a little bit more.
And then Google Images or Google Photos, now instead of going in and touch it, you can just say, put this person in the 19th century, living room, and it'll do it. It'll do it for you automatically. So like, even to the point where you would be able to learn the skill, being able to talk through it's happening now. And some of the stuff that, like, I'm nowhere like you, but like I needed like a basin of sorts to catch water underneath like one of the, like a plant holder, right? So with a hole in the bottom, or like a succulent holder. So I'm just like, okay, I just need something simple, not Photoshop. I just use a slicer, right? Container, negative volumes, like, and it did everything I needed it to do. Like, it's not fancy. I wouldn't necessarily want it in the model itself, but like, this is about, I use the tools at my disposal, but nothing like what you do. So like, where there's a will, there's a way. When you need something, right? This kind of practical print, I had no choice. Like, well, I could ask someone, or I just like figure out, okay, well, if I can do it this way, I have to use this tool. And that's how I did that.
Have you uploaded any of the models that you've worked through and you made with AI?
Oh yeah.
So, okay.
All of them. They're all in, I've put a book of them on printables and things, but I would say Maker World is where I've thrown a lot of them lately. And I mean, I did a series of like animal stormtroopers that were kind of fun, and I uploaded those individually. But the little people ones that I did, those are all in just one file. I'm like, because I could upload a separate one and a separate one. I'm like, it'd just be the amount of time that it would take to upload like 8 different things. I'm like, just put it in one. People are searching for it, they'll find it, and then they get them all. It was just easier, far easier to do that. So, and I haven't had any complaints so far that I know of, apart from my dentist telling me, dude, 10 years is way too long.
I can't believe that. I go in and see him.
I can't believe
3 times a year. I go in for the extra. I just like the cleaner fish washing the shark's teeth. That's the way I figure. I just go in there as much as I can and just sit back and let them do the job. And they're like, "You're not brushing enough." I'm like, "I know. Just clean them out."
See, they didn't even say that. I didn't have that complaint. I guess I'm brushing.
Well, they were just glad you came in.
I know.
They didn't want to scare you too much.
Yeah, don't scare them away the first time.
This guy hasn't been here in 10 years. We got to go easy on him.
They told me I'm brushing too hard. I use a Sonicare. Love those things, and I let it do the job. Like, I just kind of hold it there, but I'm holding it potentially too hard and getting into my gum. I mean, I'm cleaning my teeth, but like I may be doing it too hard. So I'm gonna have to like ease up like of the brushing. So I'm doing it not too much, but too hard. Like, Jesus, it's just so tedious. Here's another one. I don't think this was AI. A Darth Maul duck in the Polymaker dichromatic Polyterra. They used to be Polyterra.
No, that
Black
might even
Knight.
be.
I don't think it's AI.
No, no.
I mean, it's definitely mirror image, but it looks too good to me, or for me to say that it's AI. It is entirely possible. It is plausible. But even if it is, I'm just like, I can tell it's a Darth Maul duck. Gretchen, my girlfriend, has been wanting to plant things. I'm like, why?
Oh, I have something for you if you want to plant something then.
Well, I do. Well, here's the succulent thing.
There you go. Yeah.
So like 3D printed, right? It was cut out specifically for a planter, but I could have done that too. But then I basically did a negative volume of the bottom for the water, and then the base, again, just tweaking, right? Okay, just pop that. Okay, I got what I needed there. And the base itself that it came with, I thought it was great, but this is a planter, so you need a place for water to come out, and you need for it to escape. And so the Empire symbol, it was all the way through. There was nothing that was stopping. I'm like, well, wait a minute, if it's going to catch water, so I just added like a little cylinder there at the bottom and made it flat. So now, she can water it, and any kind of over water, will just drip out at the bottom, and hopefully no more than that.
You'll definitely want something you don't want to stay very wet in that.
No.
I did this. It's a
R2, yeah.
Yeah, it's an R2D2. It's got a little. I got a fake plant in there though, so
yeah,
I don't have to worry about the water.
I know.
But you could install a water thing on there too.
For
but,
sure.
Yeah.
I did. I found this, and this one may very well be AI as well. It's possible. It's plausible. Although the details on the Mando are pretty on point. I still have some supports there in the visor.
Yeah,
but
it could just be a Mando that's bashed together with a Pikachu.
Yeah, a kit bash of sorts. 3D printed.
Turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
really happy with it.
Are you guys printing for the Halloween stuff, or are you guys all done with your Halloween printing?
I still have, I just make prints. I don't make Halloween specific prints to give out as much. So I'm just I've got like a little basket of okay, here's excess this, excess that, just throw it in there. Some big, some small, some things that I'm like a Lisa Simpson that didn't turn out the way I wanted. I'm like, but there's really nothing inherently wrong with it, so I'll just, maybe a kid will like it, so boom. And so I don't really print anything special or anymore for Halloween, because then I can just hold on to it year round. That's a 300% Chewbacca I found.
Oh, that's nice. Where'd you find that on? Maker World?
Maker World, just search Star Wars. But what's nice about it is it's staring into your soul. It's a single print, but those are eyes and nose are separate pieces that pop in and out.
Oh, popped in rather than multicolor.
Which I so much appreciate, because I'm like, if this is a multicolor, I'm like, it's fine, but I'm like, I think it would have worked well as this, and it did. So, and I usually don't print them all that large, but I'm like, there's just something about this Chewbacca. I'm like, I think it look a little nicer and bigger.
I'm always busy with costume stuff. My kiddos just want stuff, so the Genshin. Oh, is it pouring out?
Impact?
Yeah, my daughter wants to be this. I think Farina's the name. So a full Genshin Impact. She bought this little felt hat off of eBay, or Etsy or something, but printed these out from somebody off of.
Someone had the model.
Yeah, just search them. And she came to me and she's like, it's like $40 for these model file pieces. I'm like, okay, hand me the 40. And I went and searched myself and immediately found somebody, a different maker, bought directly from the maker, that they were selling theirs for $15. I'm like, all right, there you go. And I made this. It's my little guy likes his Minecraft stuff.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
super into the Create mod. So
wait, hang on. Did you paint it or?
So I actually, can I switch over? Oh wait.
You switch your camera, you should be able to.
All right, so I've got the page up.
Oh, you want me to pull up the page now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
here we go.
3D Printy made these panels.
I know 3D
last year.
Sure. Yeah.
And so right off the bat, the first week he put them up, I photographed some of my models, trying to think about it, using it as a display stand. But what I really liked is I saw the brackets and everything. And so what you've got is on the inside of this head.
Yeah, I
got
see
my
the
camera.
It's okay. I think I see the brackets. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went ahead and used his system and then put on a grid of 8x8 squares over the top of it and made this little Minecraft unit. So I mean,
those are different color squares then.
they're just painted. They're physically different squares, and I could have done it with multicolor printing, but the netherite stuff my kiddo wants is just like way too many color differences. So I had to just get the airbrush out and paint it all.
That's more making than I usually do, I tell you.
Well, and I have yet to put it out because it's not tried and tested. But can I stop screen, share screen, window? There. If you share my bamboo screen.
Yep.
So it's kind of complicated, but I made a whole mesh so that every single grid of the panel can be individually hidden.
Okay. So it's easier to. So
I've made it. The back side is just the printy panel, and the front side is 1 1/4 inch or 1 1/8 inch to each square grid, and you can just individually hide the squares to make it kind of your own imprinted pattern. So like the eyes and the imprint around the eyes. That's just not tried and tested yet, so I've missed the Halloween window for anybody that did want to make a costume, but I'm probably still going to put it out for people who just want to make a diamond block or any other Minecraft kind of thing. Credit him where due, because I love that panel he put together, and that was the first thing that came to mind when I put that on. It's like, oh, I would love to have a big block head. And it fits on my head, just barely. Smushes my nose a little bit. Fits the kiddo just great.
Nice. Can you see out the front of it?
Yeah. Here, I'll headphones off, so I won't be able to hear you for a second.
Do this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's crazy.
That is pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I see. Jedi hasn't asked for anything, thankfully, because I'm like,
yeah, this is the danger. Like I've proven to them that Daddy has a magic machine in the closet that can just make anything that they describe.
Can you do this? Can you do that? Like, here, let me show you how to do it.
Yeah,
I will help. That's my goal, is to try to teach him.
That's where I'm at. I printed all these parts for her, for my daughter, but she's been doing the assembling. She's been sanding and priming and painting them herself. And I come in and I'm like, yeah, if you do a little dab of paint here, the gem will look more like a gem. But she's running with it now. And I mean, I showed you guys the print the model she made.
Yeah.
I have it if you want to take
Matt
a look
shared
at
it today too.
Yeah, I shared it on Instagram today.
Oh, okay.
And Threads. I think I saw it on
Threads. Yeah.
You printed one out? Okay. Well, I didn't have this. So this is the original clay.
Right.
So this is what she brought home from period 4 ceramics class, because it's got her little Ariadne period 4, and it was just too thick. I looked at it and I'm like, it's really thick, and the way it is with clay, the light wasn't shining out of it right. So I just took her model and I thinned it out and made it so it uses a lot less material. Unfortunately, it doesn't print support less, but I actually printed most of these in one piece. So like the lid prints right on top of it, and you just have to, wedge a screwdriver in between them and pop them apart, but no damage. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Proud. She's taken the mantle and rolling with creating her own stuff now.
I would have saved so much money as a kid if 3D printers were available when I was young. I mean, I just imagine the stuff that I could print. Like,
I would not be into girls. I would have been into 3D printers. I mean, like, dude, I'm good. I'm making action figures and stuff over here. Like, I'm good. Oh,
okay, action figures.
Chris would need another house by now.
I would, dude. I'd have been forget it. Yeah, and I'd have been.
I'm surprised you still. To be honest, I'm really surprised you still have space. But
I just print more shelves.
You just print more shelves.
No. I've been thinking, like, when I look around, I'm like, yeah, I'm out of space here, but I still got space there. And I can get floating shelves for here, and I get shelves for here, so I'm good. I know I'll be dead, I think, by the time this house fills up. Then what happens with all that 3D printed stuff? I hope good people end up appreciating that which I have made.
Yeah.
Over, and I've taken some time. Like this was nothing, but like some of the Play Action Toys figures that I've done, I've taken an immense amount of time to perfect. And he's back in the saddle. He posted something on Patreon today, which was great to see. And a character I didn't know who it was. Wasn't Star Wars, so I was like, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop printing anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, my wife always has a saying. She's like, "Where are you gonna put it?" And I'm like, "That's for me to find out later."
Yeah, that's for future Matt to worry about.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about that right now. We'll make room for it.
Oh, dude, trust me. I mean, like, I should have run out of room years ago.
Yeah. But like you said, you print a shelf, you make a shelf, you buy a shelf, and you got more room to.
Well, you guys are both right here. I'll ask you a question. That's something that I've kind of told other artists, and it's sort of a belief. Paintings sell better than sculptures.
Huh.
As a percentage, not just of the number of things that sell out of galleries, but as an overall value of stuff that sells at high value.
Huh.
And I've been trying to convey to other artists some of the function of that. It's like when people see a collectible, when people see a thing that they want in their home, the mode that they can say, oh, here's how I would like this to be in my home. Everybody can picture a spot on their wall,
right,
that they would like a thing. And so it's like I've been in the same boat as you, like grew up with action figures and grew up with these things. And so it's like the first thing that comes to mind for me is making little figures. But I really think the clever move is Viking and some of the guys I've been chatting with, Lantern Lore, making things that are made to mount directly on a wall and be a collectible there. And so for you guys who are action figure coded, like I am, do you think that's true? Do you think there's a place for you to have stuff on your walls, or you just like build another shelf? I filled up the shelf here, put another one in. I
have Justin Hillgrove paintings, original.
Oh, you do too.
Yeah, hell yeah, I've got his originals.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you have originals, that's amazing. I've been wanting to buy another Hillgrove original for years, but it's just like, okay, I don't know if do I have the space, or where am I going to put it, and that kind of thing. I mean, I can find the space. Like if I really like the art, I would do it. I stopped.
Yeah, we had to stop. The house was starting to have like a theme to it.
Yeah,
which I'm just like, whoop, too far.
I've definitely got a theme. Yeah, I guess I'm not as inclined to get these days. And at one point, I would have been more inclined to do art, and I've got art hanging up. I was never really a poster guy. I mean, I have posters, but I don't. Some people fall over themselves for them, and I'm like, I don't know. I think if you were to give me a choice and say, well, do you want this piece of art that's like this, something that hangs on the wall, or something that is on a shelf? Like this piece of art that hangs on the wall, or something on a shelf. I think I would probably go shelf at this point. I don't know if it's because you can get more in the same space, or it just could have been that, you know, I feel that when I started with collecting Star Wars figures back in the mid '80s or early '80s, hang on, is that, I got to figure out who the hell that text is from. Oh, it's because if it's an important text, I got to take it. I feel I was locked in on that, the figure. And specifically, this is not the original one that I have. The other one, it's over there, but it's like obviously the AT-AT driver, right? And so this is the thing that I feel made all this what it is. So it wasn't like a piece of art per se, because we didn't have that much, you know, art on the walls. I mean, if it was just common. It wasn't that. I didn't find it to be all that interesting or compelling. Certainly not, you know, inspirational or imaginative, at least from my child's eyes, you know, through those child's eyes. But yeah, I think that's very much what dictates how I feel about things today. Though I do have a mix, like I said, just having Justin Hillgrove on the wall is very playful, and on the shelves, it's also very playful.
I would say I'm very particular about my walls too. I have a few things up here that I put up. I still have a handful of printing and artwork and stuff like that in the closet that I haven't put up. And I'm trying to be more, but I'm trying
there
to be
you go.
more.
There's your answer.
But I'm trying to be more predictable about how I put things up,
yeah.
You know, and some of the stuff that I bought, I liked, but yeah, I need to kind of figure out how I organize things better to make it show off so that it's not just a blend of everything else. I don't want to just put the artwork on a shelf or put it with a bunch of other artwork. I would like it to stand out still, I think. And that's kind of where I'm at. So my wife has a bunch of prints, and she's got a set of cowgirls that, you know, are in the entryway and stuff like that. They're not original, they're reprints, but you know, she likes them, and she's got a new print for her bathroom and stuff like that. So she's a pretty good choice in artwork and stuff like that she puts up. So
what about you, Holt?
Yeah, I mean, I get more stuff than I have room to put up, both in terms of prints and 3D prints and prints I buy from artists. I don't know. Did you run into Justin Hillgrove going down to Bumbershoot or any of the local shows?
Oh, I've run into him countless times. I first met him at Folk Life Festival back in 2009, maybe. It was early on. When he had gone back into, or really gone into painting, you know, from his job. And then I what I saw was, hang on, I'm going to grab it.
Yeah, I tend to just get things like at festivals or at PAX, Penny Arcade Expo, or at Comic-Con. It's like I get into that space and I'm like, oh yeah, this is an artist I really love, or and I just want to buy a print of their work, and then I bring them home and I don't necessarily have anywhere to put them.
Oh, I found
that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is Party Crasher.
And is it it's a bunch of villains with He-Man sneaking in the back?
Yeah, Hordak, Mum-Ra, Beastman, Skeletor, Cobra Commander, Merman, and then you can see He-Man and Sorceress up there.
That's funny.
Yeah, so Cobra Commander is the Party Crasher, and this was the one. This was the one that I saw at Folk Life Festival, and I was like, dude, that's really cool, but it was like money, and I'm like, I'd never bought original art before. I'm like, that's really kind of expensive. I'm like, yeah, but I really like it. It's expensive, but I like it. And I was just, I passed on it, and I was kicking myself, man, like, damn, dude, like, I should have. And then it went up for sale. I'm like, it's mine. So he sold prints, of course, on this thing, but this was this was it.
I think everything we have of his is prints, but
no, I had to. I've got. Do I have? I don't know. I have some of his prints, of course, but like, I don't think I have. I've got sketches of his up. I've got watercolor of his up. Obviously the acrylic, but I don't think I have. I've got a photograph that's hanging from someone made it, and it was a toy photographer did it, and I really liked it. So it was an original. It was a photograph. But most everything that's hanging up, I would, as odd as it sounds, as much as I collect in 3D print, obviously replica, right? This is not an original. I have original. So there's an interesting dichotomy. I have original paintings, like 2D things hanging up, but a lot of my collection is, well, now it's 3D prints, but like toys, like things that can be, purchased and made en masse. I don't have a lot of original. I do have 2 original Justin Hillgrove sculptures. 4 actually. 2 he gifted me. 2 Darth Vaders he gifted me. Darth Lundberg, and then actually I've got 5 now that I think about it. So over the years, and I haven't. It's been eons, but if it's something that just kind of trips my trigger, I'm like, I'm in. But like the original stuff, it's not as exciting for art and original artists. It's more exciting to me than, I'm trying to think of, I've done commissions of work before. But a lot of the physical objects I have, they're replicas. They're not replicas, but they're not original. So that's I think that's interesting. I don't know if I'd be more interested in having an original 2D thing than I would be an original 3D thing. Now, granted, if I had a choice or a chance, to get a prop or original or whatever, I'd probably jump at it. But they're so cost prohibitive that it's not even on the radar.
Well, there's a few people, and this is something that I've been considering with the changes in the market. There's a few people who are making and producing their own figures. One of the guys, Frank, who's come to our meetups.
Oh yeah.
He's casting and painting resin figures of models that he's designed in Nomad and 3D printed, and those come down to be more affordable, and they're a bespoke, one of a kind thing,
right?
But they're mass manufactured, like 50 at a time or something,
right?
But,
yeah, and he has some small batches that he does too, that are more kind of like a limited edition or something. But yeah, I've been watching, because I'm definitely gonna buy one of his. He does great artwork. He puts everything together.
What's it?
I'll share some stuff of his on, or share a link to his on socials. But yeah, it's
Studios.
Yeah, I think that's it. I can find it.
Yeah, I think it's all part of there's a kind of a mission that I kind of went on. I think it's part of being a parent, and me thinking about it. Like, you think about the pictures that were around you when you were growing up, and you said your family had paintings up, but they weren't like inspiring to you. They didn't touch on anything that you want. I actually have, I don't think you can see it. Oh, look, it's even one of my models. It's blurry right now, but you can see it behind me, and I've got a screen behind me that's just transitioning between my work and let me see if you switch over to the screen I just shared. This is actually what we've got up in the living room, right next to a Justin Hillgrove painting and another original painting that I picked up at a fair, at a Comic-Con. But right in the middle is one of my models rendered. And so it's just a big screen TV. This is what I put it together so the kids could play D&D on it. We take the frame down and put it on the dining room table and put a campaign map on it, but all the rest of the time, 99% of the time, really, it's just sitting up on the wall. So I set it up with a Raspberry Pi to just cycle through art, and so the kids are exposed to this stuff constantly. The kids, like my little guy, he's like, what is this? That's not like, why does he have all those things in him? And I'm just like, okay, well, time to start talking about Wolverine and Weapon X. And And I show the kids my art. I show the kids art. It's not just my stuff. I cycle through
Right.
a lot of other people who are influential to me up there, and so it's just right at our dinner table.
Interesting.
And I pulled up some of Frank's work. If you want to pull up one of his,
Yeah.
I shared the screen. But this is a Batman that he's working on. It looks like,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
which is really nice. I mean, look at that. The
That's a good
detail.
Batman.
Yeah,
and
the
those are
details in
photos.
his work is really nice. Yeah, it looks stunning. But yeah, he's got a lot of work out there that he does. Some, he does in
Yeah.
small batches, I think, and then some of it's even more.
Oh, I didn't see that hat. I'm always down for a new beanie.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he's got some of his t-shirts and stuff too. Which
yeah.
I mean,
I need to poke him for airbrushing tips because his stuff is so clean.
and he does it on resin printers, which is, I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
that far yet.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about me. I mean, you should do some welfare checks on me if I ever get into resin printing.
Oh God.
Just be sure.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm just worried about the chemicals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing something, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna be passed out in my studio, and
Ventilation.
should find
That's
me.
all I know.
Yeah. So, yeah,
They can be
he's
harsh.
a great artist too.
What are you making
Oh.
tonight? Sorry, Matt. You had something on the phone.
Yeah, so I have a couple things.
Yeah.
I shared this on social media, but
Yeah.
I'm working on Christmas, so it's a Princess Leia,
Oh,
and it's an ornament to go on my tree. So yeah, I shared that on social media. I haven't done a whole lot this week, but we were all at the Maker Deck meetup, and the Mariners lost. I know a lot of you guys are sports fans or whatever, but I had a bet going with somebody at work, and he's a big Dodger fan, and the Dodgers are in the World Series now, and so I'm making him a Dodgers thing, and I'm printing off the other half of it. This is the World Series thing that it's going to come in there.
Yeah.
And it's got the World Series logo, and it says Dodgers on it and everything. So it's just, something to put on his desk. It's a fidget toy.
it
How's
does
it-
spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it spins. Yeah. So, yeah. So, anyways, I think he'll like it, and we had a bet if the Mariners and the Dodgers went to the World Series, whoever won would have to wear their other jerseys. But since the Mariners didn't make it to the World
Right.
Series, I still felt like I owed him something,
Sure.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I've made. Oh, I did make make some more containers. So I'm
A
still
bin.
they're bins. So I'm working on my Alex drawers, and I'll share. Hold on, what I'm actually working on. Don't judge the amount of phone cases that I have, but
Too many. I'm guessing.
It is too many. Let me see here. Share screen. Let's see. Can I not share? Oh, here we go. And you see it there. Is it showing up or?
Give me a second. There you go.
So these are the bins that I'm creating.
God,
These are the bins. Some of these are not all mine.
I am judging you. I
my
am
wife-
judging you
my
so
wife-
harshly right now.
My wife's phone cases are in here too, and her wallets and her watch bands. This is kind of just a whole drawer. But this is kind of the concept I'm going through. And a lot of this stuff, some of this stuff was just sent to me.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not that I paid money for all of this stuff, but some of it was just sent to me. It's just something to organize and keep my drawers more organized, because for the longest time I was just throwing everything in drawers. So I printed these bins, and I'm putting these in the Alex drawers so that I can try and get more organized, and then go through and see, hey, what do I want to keep? What do I want to get rid of? Because I got rid of a lot too. So, but when you're on Instagram, a lot of times people just send you stuff, and it's just sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, you know. So
you know how I organize all my old phone cases?
how's that?
I get rid of them. I don't
Get rid of them.
I don't have my old phones nor my old cases. Like
I don't. Most of those are. This photo was taken a few weeks ago before.
Oh, before you got more?
No, this was taken a few months ago before the 16 came out. So I did get rid of a lot of them, but I had mostly the 16 and the Galaxy S25. So
yeah. Still, I couldn't. If I'm using it, I'm using it. If I'm done, I'm done. I'm like, okay, it serves its purpose. Whether I get it sent or I buy it, I'm like, I don't even want to. I don't want it because it'll become to me clutter. Like I need to get to the thing I need to get to. I don't need to. In fact, 3 years ago, 4 or 5. I had like in the garage, I had a whole bunch of cables, and I mean, bags and bins and boxes of cables, just cables for miles.
I had a drawer.
A drawer. Like no, I mean like I think I got it down to a drawer. Like, but I had to go through it. I'm just like, this is like I'm not going to use. Maybe I'll hold on to 1 or 2 of this just in case. You know, never know. But I don't need scads of FireWire 400 cables. I don't need scads of even Ethernet. A 5E. Right. I just as I go, I'm just get rid of them. Like I'm not going to use it. Like I don't care what it is. It's just like I'm not going to use it and just get. I ended up donating because there's no way I would sell it. But I ended up donating like bags and bags and bags. I swear to God, 12 different bags filled with cables that were legacy cables. And I'm just like, I'm good. Like, and I'll hold on to like 1 or 2 sometimes. And then sometimes I'll go looking for, crap, I know I had this at one point in time, but I don't have it.
Exactly. As soon as you get rid of it is when you're going to be like, I needed that SCSI cable.
So like micro USB every so often I might need. So I hold on to those. Very rarely. Mini USB, very, very rarely. Even HDMI, I'm careful about. I've got some, HDMI cables, but I'm like, well, yes, the cable works, but if I get a new device, I don't want to plug in an HDMI 1.4 cable. I want an HDMI 2.1 cable. So I can't, I hold on to a few, but I know I'm not going to hold on to them indefinitely because those types of cables will not lose value, but they're just taking up space, getting in the way of the cables that I might need. So I'm just, cables and I, same way with cases. I'm like, if I'm not using the device, I'm not going to use the case.
So I'm the reason I'm making these bins though is to get more organized and go through and see what I want to keep and what I don't. So yeah.
What's the criteria? When do you get rid of one of those phone cases?
It depends on if I look at the quality of it too. If it's a cheap something that somebody sent me, I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna toss it. So
Tech Jeeper said I need to purge 4 Doom crates full of cables and then follows up. Plus with Amazon now you can get a cable next day if needed. And I kind of feel the same way as like
that's what I did.
Absolutely. Or even same day.
Well, like I might have had a lightning cable, but like, okay, these are fine, but they don't go far enough. I need a longer lightning cable. Okay. So then so whatever it happened to be, I ended up going that route where inevitably it's not that I would replace the cable. I will use the cable if I can use the cable. But like when we're talking about upgraded devices, upgraded capacities, upgraded standards, using a cable from 10 years ago, sometimes it's not doing you any good. But not every cable was necessarily constructed, equally across the board either.
Yeah. But I mean, you can upgrade them all really cheap. Just go on Amazon, buy a pack of 3 HDMI 2.1s and
well, see, I even did that with not HDMI. I got one cable that I'm not currently using. I had a USB-C to DisplayPort cable, which worked very, very well.
I do keep those.
Those are not cheap. But I got a DisplayPort cable, but even though one is a 2.1, the other one's a 1.4 connection, I'm like, well, I'll just get the 2.1 because then if I upgrade, then I don't have to rebuy a new cable, right? So I go for the higher standards. But I go with my network cable. I probably still have some Cat 5e. Possibly, I might might have Cat 6, but I upgraded to 6A. And so every one of my wired connections, I mean, not that I have a healthy amount of them, but I like upgraded to 6A. Is it overkill? Possibly, but I'm going to be streaming. I'm pretty much 10 gig at home at this point. So it's like, okay, 6A instead of like mix match. Is like ultimately I'm not going to need to necessarily downgrade in terms of standards. I know I'm just going to standardize on the latest spec to at least be at the level. Maybe hold on to a couple of previous ones, just in case. Like, oh, here's a crappy USB-C cable. It does nothing. But yeah, I try to keep as much as I got stuff in my drawers. Most of it's Star Wars. It's I got it coming out of my ears. I a lot of that stuff I'll get rid of if I know I'm not going to use it on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I'll keep like.
I will say so, and I'm kind of beating myself up for this, but I did buy the A1 Mini on Saturday. Not the A1 Mini. I bought the A1.
Okay,
A1. Yeah. Well, I paid $380 for it.
Yeah.
And now you can get the A1 combo right now on their Black Friday sale for $378.
Oh, shoot.
So I didn't realize that. And then I saw that they launched their Black Friday sales early. So I'm going to see if I can return it or if they give me a credit. It says you can do returns within 14 days.
You can do returns, nice. But oh, man. But by the time you may have to pay shipping and handling to return it. So it would be out that money anyway.
The other thing, too, I was thinking is I could just refuse the shipment and then it goes back, right?
You could. I don't know how all that works. I generally.
So I don't know.
I mean, that's what TechJeeper said. Contact them.
Yeah,
hopefully they've got service you can talk to.
I'm like, if you can give me the same price and just do a price adjustment, I'll even take it in a credit. Because I'll probably buy the
nozzles,
ASM Lite or something like that, because that's
just
on sale
if
too.
They'll send you that combo. Send that AMS your way.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna see what they can do. I'm gonna contact them, see what it says.
I still have the A1 Mini in the box from last year. Although we're going to Maker Deck's going to give away an A1 Mini. We're just going to have it shipped because of the Black Friday sales, shipped from Bamboo for the Control Alt Create vibe coding event.
Oh, yeah.
So someone's going to get a free printer. Someone out there. I don't know who yet. Participants at random. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, they're cheap. Like the
A1 Mini's on sale right now for $199. So.
Yeah, $200.
Solid. Yeah, I was telling a friend.
I've got an extra one. I've got the one on here. This is my driver.
If you don't actually need the size of a bigger printer,
or even
A1 Mini.
I've got the AMS Lite. I've never plugged it in. I don't really have the space for it on this desk. I think the P2S would be interesting for me. But the X1 Carbon is still running like a champ. I see no reason to replace it. Maybe when they go with they're working on a new one with the tool head that like basically produces zero waste. It's not the H2S.
Is it H2D or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah. It's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I heard about it. So.
I mean, that to me is like, okay, that's compelling. I don't know if I necessarily drop 2K on it like immediately. But that would be more of an upgrade than even replacing the A1 Mini with a full-on A1 on my desk. It's bigger, and I need more space on the desk, and that's why the A1 Mini works perfectly where it is.
Yeah,
it wasn't Snapmaker though, TechJeeper. It wasn't Snapmaker. There's a Bamboo. Bamboo is working on something. Oh, you think it's vaporware? I don't know, dude. They've kind of. I haven't seen any vapor shipped from Bamboo. Well, not shipped from Bamboo yet. Yeah. Yet. I've been impressed, but it's everybody's got a different set of needs. People are always shocked when I say, they ask, well, how much does it cost? It's like $200. They're like, what? I thought they were like $2,000. I'm like, well, some are. Yes.
Yeah.
Not all are. Like $200 gets you started for sure.
And I have a friend at work too, and he's like, he's a kid, and I'm like, the kid gets in trouble a lot, and I'm like, hey, why don't you get him a 3D printer like that?
Yeah, get him action.
Might inspire him to do things, create things, learn how to make things, and I mean, get his mind going.
Get him doing something.
Yeah. So, and the A1 Mini being $199 right now is an awesome deal. So,
oh my God, it's just, as far as I'm considering, they're I'm not gonna say giving it away, but that's impulse buy territory for me.
Yeah,
that's impulse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impulse buy for me to get one for my daughter.
It's crazy good deal.
Yeah.
I think MakerDeck has a. Oh wait, this is not going to work. The trigger did work on the Twitch channel. I think we do have an affiliate link for the Bamboo. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Dragonfly, good to see you. Speaking of new stuff, Polymaker sent. I don't know if you saw this announcement today, but they've rolled out new PETG filament, and it works at faster speed, so you don't have to worry about slowing down. Stringing, as long as you don't have too much moisture, has been mitigated. Smooth layer lines, if you will. They come in a resealable aluminum pouch, right? Because again, it's a very, what do they call it?
Hydroscopic.
Yeah, so that it's very, very sensitive to moisture. I have yet, and so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. I have not yet printed with PETG. I've been straight PLA, just like a lot of people, right? Like it's been ample. So I think like food safe. I think PETG is good for food safe.
Well, the filament itself is. The filament itself is the reason it's safer for food safe is because it won't melt at your dishwasher temperatures. So the temperatures you need.
Oh, not food safe. Okay.
But because of the grooves in it, it's not food safe. I would never call anything printed on FDM truly food safe.
Yeah. No filament is food safe. I only know what I hear, right? And I just know that I wouldn't use PLA, and I haven't. Yeah. Specifically.
PLA will break down at the temperatures that even come close to being sanitizing. And I mean, the only thing you could do is if you were going to coat it with something, and it's just so much work.
Yeah.
The best way to do it, if you really did want to make stuff food safe, is to start getting in the molding. 3D print your thing, learn how to pour silicone over that, and then whatever it is you want to pour into that silicone,
right,
to be a food safe thing, is the only thing I would go with. But I mean, make sure it's food safe. There's resins like curing resin, not photo resin, but like curing resins, like what.
I've used it before. I've molded, done mold, poured into like a silicone mold, and then took it out, and I basically did one of those Star Wars Darth Vader Oreo cookies suspended in resin, and it worked well. I mean, it worked, but I'm like, this is really messy. I don't know if I want to mess with that.
Yeah. That he said its main advantage is higher UV resistance. He's talking about PETG. Sure. The PETG's got higher UV resistance, but I at this point I've kind of moved on to ASA. PETG, I do like that it's better impact resistant.
What are you concerned about ventilation with PETG?
Not from what I've heard. It's ASA is worse.
Yeah, for sure.
But PETG,
PETG, from my understanding, is that I'd be able to run it kind of alongside, like I do with PLA. That was my understanding years ago.
It is. I think the only thing I've heard that is danger of ventilation is if you crank the temperatures way up. If you're getting it to off gas, it can be dangerous. But
noxious, yeah.
But yeah, it's around the same levels.
I worry about,
as far as everything I've read.
I'd be concerned. Again, I'm going to give it a shot, but concerned about clogging because you were talking about different temperatures.
Yeah,
PETG.
that's what we said at the meetup. So my personal thing is every time I ever had to do like the cold pull or pulling out a jam out of my old printers before I started doing multicolor printing, it was because I had been in a time where I had been switching back and forth between PLA and PETG, and it's just my belief is that it's just some plastic from the PETG.
Yeah, like left
They got
over.
stuck in there somewhere and then never got hot enough at the PLA temperatures
Yeah,
to keep flowing out.
yeah.
And so on my X1, I have not printed PETG. I just I need it for work. I need to be able to
Right, you
print
need to
my.
make sure it works.
I need it to stay working, so it just prints PLA.
Well, my understanding, just like TechCheaper had said, the new formula that Polymaker has for their PETG, this is new. Like they've re-architected, re-engineered, stem to stern. They said, I think the worst you may experience is stringing, and if that's the case, just try the filament in the filament dryer, and they've got a good one. But the issue that I would have specifically with that is, the residue. That, because I've never printed with it before. Everything I've done has been straight up PLA, and I worry, if I had a second printer, I'd make it, and I was needing something that is PETG, because I admit the colors that they've got with the PETG are nice.
Oh yeah, the colors are real vibrant.
If I need something more durable but pliable, right? And I think that's the best way to frame it, like something that has a little bit of give that doesn't snap. Then I think PETG would be ample, specifically the Polymaker PETG. But like a lot of what I might be doing on a regular basis is primarily just PLA right now.
Right.
So I want to experiment. I'm curious. I will say this. I will be curious to know, like, people like TechCheaper and PezLiz and the people that are going to be using it specifically on printers where they go back and forth between PLA and PETG, if they run into those same issues, because this is not low quality stuff. This is not like, cheap stuff. It's good stuff. It's very affordable. I think $20 a spool, something right in there right now.
Yeah,
like it's very affordable
until you get into engineering materials.
For what you get, I'd just be curious to know. I'm like, well, what have you run into problems with it, specifically on printers where you vacillate between a PETG and a PLA? So I am curious. Okay, it's $15 on sale right now.
That's a good deal. I use PETG all the time. Like I said, not on my X1, but I use it. I have one of those IKEA pegboards behind me.
Yeah.
And everything that's on there is PETG. There's a couple things I'm like, oh, I'll just print this out of PLA that I had available. Every time a hook goes in and out, a tiny bit of flex. Every time, and then it's got stuff hanging on it for like months or years, hopefully. That strain, PLA just isn't meant for that.
Right.
It's like was Uncle Jesse had a video like a year ago where like a shelf he had made just collapsed in the other room, and it's just like the shelf collapsed because it was just under this constant steady pressure. And so yeah,
I'm trying to think of, like, for what I need, or what I might do, or who I might give it to, the like almost like a requirement that using PETG over PLA. And so I'm thinking through, like, what would that be? What would be that use case? I mean, because you now have the high temperature PLA from Polymaker, which is great. If I were to set things out in the window, as TechCheaper said, the UV resistance on PETG would make a lot more sense. I want to use it because I want to use all filament. I just like the color. Like, this color would have been better in this. It would have been better in that. Especially when I get into printing the figures. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm thinking through. Well, where am I going to be able to take advantage of the properties of PETG over PLA?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The less deformation under constant pressure. And PLA, I think the numbers are actually higher. PLA under compression has less deflection than PETG. So like if you needed to literally make a jack stand for a car or something, like you could make it at PLA. Under compression, PLA is incredibly strong. But if your model has any tension and anything with like a long arm to it, even if you think about the forces being under compression, other parts of it are under tension. And PLA will just eventually fail under tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have. Actually, I do. I have like hanging shelves that I had help with Papa Bear a while ago. I needed hanging shelves for my daughter's bed. Like she's got like not a canopy, but like a bunk bed kind of thing. And so she needed like shelves. And I'm like, well, I think we could 3D print them. And so they have to be this big. They have to hang off the side. And I think I used PLA Pro. And I could have used infill, like 15%, 20% grid. Like it was strong-ish because these aren't heavy objects she's setting on there. But one of them broke and I never got the full story. I think what was happening is she was either hanging off it or pulled on it and then it crunched. Because otherwise, like the lightweight nature of whatever was sitting on it was fine. There was enough support for it, so to speak, for it not to break. But that would be an example where if I were to reprint and there's no need to do it now, or print more, I would use PETG.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
And potentially different infill.
Well, if it's tension, again, infill will matter for compression, but for tension, it's just going to be the print orientation.
Right. Well, and this is the thing. With the new Polymaker PETG, they were saying you don't have to worry so much about, the right, quote unquote, right orientation. It was really impressive. And I have no doubt, I have no reason to doubt them. No reason whatsoever. Like if they're going to say it, like everything they've put out, everything that they've done, everything that they've made, it's been a winner. So, I mean, if I were to,
I believe it for stuff like if you need to tap screws in and they're saying you can do it any direction you want, but I'll believe it when I see it.
I have no experience with it directly. All I know is what, when I was like, okay, what's the story behind this kind of thing? So I think for PETG, it really it ups the game.
Yeah,
it makes it a viable option. I will say this, for someone like me, makes it closer to a viable option. So, and yeah, the thing that I noticed as well, a super clean layer lines. I had mentioned like very, very. That's the thing that I print mostly at 0.2, like very rarely. This is a 0.2. Everything is a 0.2 and printed vertically. The silks look good too, but the only time that I do something sharper or 0.8 or 0.16 is when I know the layer line. I can't have any layer lines. I very rarely do I even do the variable layer lines anymore. Sometimes I will, just depending on what the model is.
Yeah. Well, I'm usually too impatient at that point. I've got other things on the bed that I want to print, so I almost never do the variable layer lines.
Here's if it comes down to it, I'm like, well, what am I looking for? Well, and when it comes to those figures that I do from Play Action Toys, like there are times that I'm like, okay, it would be overkill. Yeah, it's about the sharpness. And every time, what were we talking about? We at the meetup, we were talking about the 0.2 nozzle. Who was having problems with it?
I didn't. This is not. I mean, I don't even know if it'll show up, but this is not even at. This is just 0.08 with the normal 4mm nozzle. I have one of these guys upstairs that's painted, but like miniatures are viable even without switching down to that smaller nozzle.
But to me, like when I'm printing something, certain things don't bother me because I know it's printed. I'm not trying to make it perfect. And so, even when I print something like, why didn't you do a multicolor print? Like, because it's 3D printed. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't need everything to be multicolor. Certain things I want to be multicolor, but like, for the most part, I'll print just a monochromatic filament and I'm happy with it. This is a good print. Not just because of minimal waste, but specifically in, like, could someone study him like, oh, this is a horrible, resolution. You could have gone sharper. I'm like, but it would have been overkill for what I might have seen, for what I might have used. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel, though. That's
I think there's some good things that are just printed in single colors, and I think they look great. So.
Skulls,
yeah.
In fact, in the Polymaker teaser video for the Pet G, he had some melted skulls. I'm like, I don't print a lot of skulls, but damn, those are pretty cool models. I'm like, oh, that's, I don't, because like I think like that's great. Where am I gonna put them? But I do, because I was like, Matt, I think, where am I gonna put? I think that like, okay, is this something that I want? Is it something that I need to have for a certain time? So like, even doing the skulls and printing them out and throwing them on the quote unquote front lawn, if they get, taken, I'm not going to, lose sleep and be upset about it. So very often I'll throw prints out there on the front and they'll sit there for like weeks. I'm like, don't you can take them.
They're out there for a reason.
Well,
but wouldn't you like a whole wall covered in skulls?
See, that'd be cool. If I was into skulls, or if Jedi wasn't afraid of them. I do have Star Wars skulls, a whole bunch of Star Wars skulls.
Yeah, I've been the trooper mask from Ahsoka.
Oh, you mean the knight?
Whatever.
Knight, zombie. I think I know what you're talking about.
Those guys that he had on the other planet,
right?
With the
the
red and the gold accents on it.
Yeah, you're thinking
skull details.
You're thinking, the zombie troopers, night troopers.
Is that what they were called?
Yeah. I swear to God, they're night troopers.
Oh, those are beautiful. That was beautiful work. I was like, ooh, I want one of those on the wall.
What'd you grab, Matt?
It's the Yoda skull.
Oh yeah, the Yoda skull.
Oh no.
I haven't printed it in gold, but I think I'm going to. So.
See, I just sprayed it in gold. I went, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that too.
Like my fallback, like when I don't have a Halloween costume. Just
nice.
I've got this,
nice.
I don't know, cat-like or very human ratios, but cat-like features. Mask them. Like, all right, I can.
I'll just throw on a hoodie. I used to put on a helmet too, but then I just sold my Stormtrooper uniform last week or the other week.
I saw a Darth. I meant to send it to you, but I saw Instagram reel of somebody with a Darth Vader costume, and it came in this suitcase, like literally the Darth Vader suitcase, and literally you took it out and you put it on.
Yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. Jazz wears. Jazz wears Darth Vader.
But literally, it's like in a suitcase, and you roll the suitcase out. I was like.
$1,000, $1,200.
Yeah.
But if I were to get a Darth Vader costume,
that would be it.
Because
no. And I saw a guy, and he rolled up this suitcase. He took it out and he put it on, and it was like I was like, that is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It's incredible.
I'm not the biggest Darth Vader fan, but that is pretty cool.
I would get it. But I don't have $1,200 to burn right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, I just sold my Stormtrooper uniform. Darth Vader, I think, would be a lot more comfortable than the Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper is really painful. If I do it again and have to custom build, I'm doing AT-AT driver because it's easy. The jumpsuit and some white.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at 7:30.
Yeah.
So
Holt, do you want to tell them where you can find you on socials? Anybody?
Hang on, sorry.
What's that? You were saying, Chris? Yeah, my stuff is at Harper Craft Hall on Instagram, on Thangs, and on Printables.
Awesome.
Everywhere. We'll make sure we get the link out. And Matt's been really good at doing the social stuff. Hey, Piled, good to see you. We're going to raid over here, at least on Twitch, and feel free to rewatch this conversation, the Geek Out here, the Make Fest. This is what Matt and I are just doing anyway, basically every Tuesday. Apart from, when there are new announcements and whatever, hits our radar. So Twitch, are you familiar with Twitch, Holt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, because I've got. Where's that? I'm looking at my looking all around for the thing that I need, and I can't find it. There we go. Now, if I do. All right, cool. I was gonna say rating Zach M. Rutledge. He's a brick builder. I don't think he's 3D printing yet. I was trying to years ago. I was like, come on, you got to do it, dude. And he didn't do it, but he's into Lego bricks big time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zach's a good guy. All right, so we're gonna send people over to Zach, and they'll be happy. And
Sounds
then
like a
the
plan.
24/7 stream continues. No, thank you, Holt. I mean, honestly, I mean, you got
Absolutely.
a real life and family. Not that we don't, but you know.
Well, I mean, the kiddo's up there sanding and painting stuff to be ready for Halloween, and so I'll just pop up and see how she's doing. And
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
gonna clean up here. Try at least.
Yeah, I got to clean up mine too. So I appreciate you joining us, Holt.
Yeah, big time.
100%. It was
Yeah.
fun.
You're welcome back anytime.
Awesome.
Thanks again.